San Francisco's Embattled transit director is stepping down. Ed Reiskin has led the SFMTA, which runs Muni, for nearly 8 years. But he's come under increasing criticism lately for breakdowns and what some say is his agency's slow response. KPIX 5's Susie Steimle has done in-depth reporting on Muni. And Susie, people saw this one coming, right?
That's right, Veronica. I mean, if you've been following the stories, I know you have, and if you at home are following this story, you're likely not surprised to hear this news. That's a lot of the sentiment that we heard inside City Hall today, that they sort of saw this one coming. And as you said, Ed Reiskin has been with the agency for a while. They've had a lot of bad stories in the news lately, and now the city has 3 months to replace him. There's a strong consensus within City Hall that the writing was on the wall for Ed Reiskin. The director of transportation since 2011 announced he is stepping down in August.
I think it makes sense.
I think it's time for new leadership for sure.
It is time to make a significant change, and so that's what we're proposing.
Mayor London Breed is calling for a national search to replace Reiskin and echoed a commonly uttered sentiment that the agency is chronically underfunded. Will the city give Muni more money?
The city is always giving Muni a lot of money,
but
just to be clear, there is always a need for more funding. There's a need for more drivers. There's a need for more trains.
SFMTA's annual budget is $1.2 billion. It's expected to climb to $1.3 billion for 2020. Ed Reiskin's salary was $406,000 in 2017. Operators start out at $22 an hour. Supervisor Asha Safai says that's part of the problem. He says the agency is too top-heavy and needs more transparency.
And people are frustrated and they want to see change, and they're demanding it. And I think it's incumbent upon us to make that change.
He references the bad month Muni has had, with reports of braking problems, a woman being dragged onto the tracks, faulty doors, and our investigation into light rail training. A whistleblower in the department told us he's been pressured by a supervisor to hire people who are not qualified to work in light rail.
First and foremost, it is a safety concern. We are allowing people that are unqualified out there operating the rails.
How unqualified are we talking? What did you see?
There are people that can't even tell what track they're on.
I mean, there's plenty of money out there. It's just being mismanaged.
Union President Roger Marengo says Muni's problems run too deep to be solved by one person falling on the sword. He says it's more systemic than that.
Still going to have the safety problems pertaining to the new LRV4s. You know, we're still going to have operators being assaulted. We're still going to have late service. There's still going to be a shortage of operators. That's not going to fix anything.
Back out here live, you're looking at Van Ness, very busy at this hour, and the Van Ness Improvement Project is just one of many things that were heavily criticized at City Hall today. That project started in 2016 and is still not finished. Among the problems, of course, if you ride Muni, you will not forget Friday's meltdown. So there's a lot of things that will be under consideration as they look for a new leader. Mayor Breed told us she's looking for a visionary, and they're planning to search the country. Live in San Francisco, Susie Steimle, KPIX 5.